Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. Today is a little bit different of a video. It's going to be more informational, and the main topic is food and that we eat and consume, like what effects and stuff like that. Many studies show that the food that we eat in the US, at least, is not healthy for the long term. Some of the foods that we do consume cause different diseases like cancer, and a lot of we have in the US a very high obesity rate. Many of the food colors that are in a lot of the food that we eat, like let's say Fruit Loops, they look different than Canada's. They they contain growth hormones, which ain't good. It's not good. And in the US, we have less strict GMOs, which is like the genetically modified stuff. Like, let's say you take a seed and it is good against fertilizers. If it can go through that and be able to withstand that, and then they make more of those, that's a GMO because it's not the original plant. And we do chemically wash our meat with chlorine, specifically chicken, which is not found to be the best. It couldn't sometimes it does not completely get rid of all the bacteria. So effects on the health that all these things have is type 2 diabetes. The diets in the US are not good. We're gonna get into that. And then cancer, the increased consumption of UPFs is associated with higher risk, including colon cancer. That's not very good. Mental health. Mental health really depends on your diet. And if you're eating bad foods, the stuff that you're eating has bad things in it, does not help your mental health at all. Diets linked to UPFs are tied to depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. Not good. Neurological issues. This is emerging evidence suggests that links to Parkinson's disease, hallmarks, and potential development issues from chemical exposures. And let's be real, we know we are getting exposed to a lot of chemicals, just like even in our yard. There was stuff with Roundup. I was watching a documentary about this. Like Roundup is bad, and it was a World War II invention for killing people. Like that ain't good for us. It's one of the first starting testing for poisonous gas. Why are we using that on our front lawns? So my main example is, at least for the mental health one, is Red 40, which can be found in Doritos. I've completely stopped eating Doritos and Cheetos. I'm scared of them now because of this. Where side effects, it can affect your liver in bad ways, and it can make your skin more yellow if it affects your liver. Common side effects is muscle pain if you eat a certain dye that is in a lot of things. My personal experience, I realized that Red 40, when I eat it, it just turns me moody and I get to be the most intolerant. Everything sucks when I eat it. So that's why I can't eat it anymore. And this has also been shown in people I know. I've seen them after they eat Doritos and stuff like that. I'm using Doritos as an example because that's all I really can think of. But they're just very annoying and mean sometimes because of it. So it has an effect on at least teens in the moody way. And I also saw a video when I was a kid about why you shouldn't eat Doritos because of that specific thing. When you're a teen, it can affect your mood. Now you might be thinking, yay, there is a good solution. It's so helpful, and this is just going to solve all the problems. Well, the solution is eat whole foods. But then it leads to the question, what whole foods are healthy? We know fruits and vegetables are healthy and everything, right? And meats, protein is healthy. But is it really that healthy? How your food is grown, or at least for the animals kept, depends, makes the quality of the food. If you guys have ever seen Big Little Farm, that food is really good. Do you know why? It's the way they treat the animals. and the plants and everything. So, whole foods that are cost effective are not the healthiest option. I have watched the documentary You Are What You Eat, a twin experiment. It's on Netflix. I almost thought I should start going vegan, but then I realized I love steak so much. It explained that not all meat in the grocery store is healthy because of the way it was raised. So, if it's kept in a confined space, it's not as healthy as if it was grazing over like land. Farmed fish is not good to eat because of the sanitary issues in like the little farming fishy area. Does that make sense? But they don't clean it, so the fish die from like toxic stuff, their own poop. They die from that because it's not sanitary. Like they die, and then if the fish survives, then we are eating that fish in there. But then also, free range fish, guess what? They're affected by this because when it's like in a river, causes the other fish there to get the same stuff and to die too. The way that animals are raised on different kinds of land causes like the stuff to be healthy or unhealthy. Like if a chicken really has free reign, just to let you all know, the requirements for free reign is they must have access to the outside. That really doesn't help because they could have a million chickens in one little area. I mean, they can't, but you know what I mean. They have a lot of chickens in a small little outside area. That's not really free reign. But like if it's true free reign, like then that chicken's gonna be healthier than the 1 foot by 1 foot free range chicken because of the way it was raised. Vegetables and fruit are a good option, but there are chemicals put on them to get rid of the insects, and they were also genetically modified to be that way so that they could survive that. And they might not always be the highest quality because the soil might not be the best with the nutrients, and you're not always getting the microbiomes that you need. So take that how you will, but not all the food that you should be eating is like the best to be eating. The food that is available to you isn't the best. So yeah, it's like really a lose-lose situation. I think everyone should just start growing their own gardens. Food grown back in the day was a lot different because they didn't have all the chemicals that we have today and all the farming equipment. Usually, like if we're talking like pre-Civil War, in the North at least, they did not have like a good amount of money to make big farms. If they had a farm, it would be small or it would be a dairy farm or something like that. And way, way before that, they would just like be able to self-sustainable. They were trying to only feed themselves and maybe sell a little bit to other people. So that did cause the soil to be like better and stuff because they also couldn't like if they were pulling what is it called weeds, they'd have to pull them by hand. They couldn't just spray it. And so sometimes I think personally I would give up. So that also caused the soil to have more cover crop. And because of this, it was like all natural and everything. And if a group of insects got to the thing, it would be the end of that little batch of, or the acre. So it would cause that to be bad. But A, less harsh on the environment. B, it was better quality of the food to eat, at least for them. And then it wasn't the best time to like, it was harder to like get the food, but it worked better. Now, the amount of food waste is insane for the amount of people that could be eating that food. But food waste in the US is a mass, like, the US wastes a lot of food. Estimated 30 to 40% of the total food supplied, roughly about 60 million tons. Yeah. 120 billion pounds annually. So that's like all annually. Yeah. That food could be going to a lot of other things. This food could like help a lot of people eat and like yeah. So how do you lower your individual food waste? Well, we're going to get into that. So, lowering your individual food waste does come from like buying what you can eat, eating what you buy, not letting things go expired. that all makes sense, right? If you buy the amount of food that you will need and eat, then you'll automatically lower your food waste. If something goes bad, think about, hey, did I really need to buy this? And at the grocery store, think, I need to buy for what I need, not what I might need. Guys, we really got to think about this as like a whole global community. How do we buy efficiently and effectively to not waste so much? And if we waste less, then more could get donated to people to eat. Like, it could be donated to food banks for people to eat. The idea is there. If you waste less food, then it leaves more in the grocery stores, and then the grocery stores have to either donate it or throw it out, and then it's not on it's on the grocery stores. It's not on the citizens, then it's on the corporations, and then we can figure it out from there. So now we're going to talk about accessibility of food. Okay, what is food accessibility? Let's just define that term there. So food accessibility is can help people get food to those who can't afford it, or at least healthy food, get kind of good quality food that they need, so their food will be accessible. I'm not going to define accessible. If I am, I might just put it on the screen. Accessible right there. Okay, so at least in my area, food accessibility is pretty good because guess what? We get free food at school. What? That's crazy. Yeah, we get free food in the lunch line. We have let me count. So we have the deli, which usually has a sandwich. We have the all-American food. We have the international food. We have the salads and pita bread. 5 good options. And to get the free meal, you have to have a fruit or a milk or a vegetable. One of those 3 options. Usually, everyone just gets a fruit. So it helps me at least because I don't need it, but I find it very nice that I don't have to pack a lunch that will automatically be unhealthy because I'm not putting effort into my lunches. So instead, I buy a lovely lunch from, or I don't buy, I get a lovely lunch from school. And it also helps like a lot of other people. I mean, not in my area. My area, we really don't need help or support. Very few people do. But for those few people, it does help them get a free lunch. And this is what their taxes are going to, so might as well. It works out for everyone. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention you can get Domino's pizza for free as long as you get a fruit. There's something for everyone there. So they get a lot of options. And I know some kids in like really bad areas, they might not be able to get access to food. But they at least get that every single day they go to school. So that is very helpful. So what could be the real solution? Not really a solution, but it works. You can if you have the time and money, grow a garden. Not the game on Roblox, but actually outside if you're able in the summer at least. If you live in a cold state like me, grow a garden. Put some vegetables in there. Put tomatoes. Tomatoes are a really good option because they grow fast. But don't I understand it might be hard and you might want to use fertilizer, but make sure you grow it how you want it and healthy how you want to grow it healthy. And look up other options for that. So then next we can if you're able and you have the money. Currently, I don't have the money to do this, but if you can and if you want to, look for free reign farms and everything, and maybe buy your meat from there and stuff. But there's farms that you guys can buy from, but they might not be in your area, so it might not work out well. But in California, there is good options. But I don't live in California, so there are not a lot of good options. Next, education, petition, boycott. You could become vegan and only eat your own food if you have a sustainable garden. Boycotting is a great solution. Could change something. You can petition for different laws, different things, and everything. So you could petition to make farms use less fertilizer and such, which can make everything better. But all these to say, it's going to be hard it's hard to get a good food quality, and especially in the way everything is right now, it's difficult. But we can hope. We can really hope. So, yeah, pick might not be the healthiest in the world. And especially in the US, there are a decent amount of options that aren't good for you and does not help you, and you should figure out solutions. But they're not always the most cost effective, and they do cost money, and let's be real, we're not in a time of a lot of money for a lot of people. So, because of all that, it's hard to get good quality things and just do everything well and be the healthiest of ourselves that we can be. But it is going to be okay, and we are going to learn as a society what to do. Also, there is nothing better than eating your own grown tomatoes. Gonna be honest. I had a bunch of tiny tomatoes when I was a kid. I would eat all of them. They were about this small. And we made spaghetti sauce. We made everything. We made ratatouille. We made every single thing with them. They were so good. And I would eat them like 20 of them a day at least. They were so good. They were literally just so addictive because of how good their quality was. Also, they were just falling off, and we had to wash them, and like they kept on growing. They did not stop growing, and they still grow. I mean, not at the scale because we're not planting the seeds anymore and not doing anything to water them, but they used to grow like crazy. So if you're actually going to start your own garden, start with tomatoes. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching my video today and listening to my ramble that has notes. I will try and get the sources for you guys on this video.